Hello, hello. Are you there, Claire?
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
I'm here. I'm here. Sorry.
That's okay.
I had to mute the other one. It's not a proper stream if I don't boom or something. So here I am.
Exactly.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. G'day. G'day.
How are you?
See, I knocked that nail on the head straight up. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Just watching the storm. Opened up the
Oh,
front door and big bolt of lightning came out from across the street. Hey, Cuban, Rupert, um,
and Gareth. Hey, Gareth.
Gareth here. Oh, yeah, there's Gareth.
Yeah.
Hey, Gareth. Let me give Cuban a wrench. Okay, there's Cuban's wrench. All right, I sent Ing the link. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him in a few hours. So I don't know what he's doing. So we'll wait on him and not wait on him, but we'll get started and then he can just jump in.
Okay.
So just wanted to make sure we said hi to everybody, and we have so
Yes.
far.
I don't know Rupert or Cuban, but hi,
Rupert,
guys.
this is like the third week in a row Rupert's been here.
Oh, oh okay.
And
Sorry, Rupert.
Cuban is from Wendy's.
I
8 inches
believe you
of
know Cuban.
snow. Oh my gosh.
Where is it snowing?
In
Eight
Colorado.
inches. Oh, wow.
Eight
Oh,
inches
Cuban
in the
might know
last
about
3 hours.
Isn't it?
Man.
Isn't it spring?
Yeah, it was 90 degrees here today, but Colorado's more north. So, yeah. That's
Wow.
crazy. 90 degrees here, and he's got 8 inches of snow.
And I'm
Mm,
getting hot water bottles. That'd be useless that
right.
cold.
Yeah. Yeah. True. So, anyway. All right, guys. So, oh, there's Ing.
Uh-oh.
Ing made it.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Ing.
Hey.
Can you hear me all right? I have a
Yes.
new
Perfect.
headset. Thank you. Good.
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Nice.
Isn't that funny? We both say hey
I,
in together.
who is this next to you, Chrissy? Hi, Claire.
Hello, Ing.
Yeah, I hadn't heard from you in the last couple of hours, so I didn't know if you were gonna make it or not.
I actually I came home like 15 minutes ago, and I
Yeah.
wanted to send you a message right away, but then,
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
an
that's
old
fine.
man.
I knew you'd make it eventually. That's fine.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes. I would not
but
miss this.
yeah, we were just saying hello to everybody. We got
Yes.
Cuban in the chat tonight.
Hi, Chad.
So, all right. Um, yeah, let's get started. Tonight we're talking about Robert Leeming. He is from Canada. He's a dirtbag. I don't know what else to say about him besides that.
Well, he was born in England, though, so he's an English dirtbag.
This is true. Yes, he is from English. He moved to Canada. He was 36 years old. His family was actually in the military. His father was in the was a British military officer. So, but he was born in Germany. Ing.
I know. Like
Yeah.
this is getting tough for me.
Yeah.
Not only is there crime in Canada, it all started in Germany. Oh,
Right. Right.
yet the
Oh, we're purposely picking these cases, Ing. Don't get us
yeah,
wrong.
you know what? I
Yeah.
take the abuse. Like I had it coming. It's karma. Finally.
Yep. So, all right, he was born on a military base in Germany, and then his parents moved back to England, where he spent most of his childhood. He has two brothers, Christopher and George. Where in England? Marlborough, right? Something like that.
Yep. I
Yeah,
think
Marlborough,
Wiltshire.
England. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
but he instead of attending the university, he trained as a heavy machinery mechanic.
Yep. Didn't want to go to high school.
He didn't want, high school.
He didn't. Oh, sorry, university. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry, he didn't go to uni. Yeah. He
right. No, he
chose a
just
trade.
Yeah, he chose to go into trade instead, which worked out in his favor, I guess. Hi, Frank. I'm not looking at that screen. Claire's in charge of the
Yes, I'm
chat
just
tonight.
about to. I'm just about to
No,
do
but
my job now.
it's so true that because he was a heavy machinery mechanic, that was actually the reason why he got permanent residency in Canada. If he had a university degree, no, they let
Ing,
people in that. Yes,
Ing, you're jumping ahead.
me, I'm obese. I can't even get up. I'm not jumping anywhere. Okay, sorry, my bad.
Oh, this is like an every week thing. I'm telling you, you're jumping ahead.
You just wait next week.
I told you I'm gonna start sending you guys the timeline.
I gotta learn. I gotta learn. Please go ahead, Chrissy. Please move on. Yes, you
um, I forgot where I was now. Okay. He didn't attend the university. He became a machinist mechanic. Basically, it's just heavy machinery mechanic, correct? It's nothing
Yep.
special.
Yep.
All right. And in the late 2000s, he started speaking to a young teacher in Canada named Sarah. Imagine that. They spoke every night and would adjust their sleep schedules to accommodate the time difference. They fell in love, and Robert decided to apply for a Canadian residency. We're there, Ing.
Oh, now I forgot what I wanted to say. No, but it's just that they need tradespeople and not like
Yeah, it
people
says
with higher education. Yes.
because Canada was so large and it had the population of the trucks and things like that. They needed a lot of heavy machinery mechanics, so that helped him in obtaining his green card.
Yes.
Yes, and then
They needed that qualification. They
Right.
had such a demand. Yeah.
Yeah. So he and Sarah married in February of 2013. Then they bought a townhouse and they had a son and a dog named Axel that they brought into the family.
Aww.
Frank, Claire managed that.
Oh.
Okay, there's Axel. All right, so they divorced in 2017. The divorce papers state that Robert was emotionally abusive and would call her names and tell her she was crazy. Told her that she ruined his life by having a baby and a dog that he didn't want. He jumped from job to job, claiming he was being accused of stealing, and he would often drink and partake in drug use on a daily basis. He also had 3 charges of animal cruelty when he took their dog Axel to the mountains, left him tied to a tree with no food and water to die.
Mm-hmm. I hate him already.
Yeah, can you believe that?
And that was actually within 4 years him being in Canada, he already had 3 charges of animal cruelty.
And stealing, I think.
And stealing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And I forgot to mention that when he was 7 years old, he started getting this fascination with knives, and his parents actually allowed him to keep them and collect knives.
Yeah, which is strange. I wonder if that's because of their military background, or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe because it's such a rural thing where it's all mountains. Yeah, and it's not like he's in the city. So I don't know. He's on farmland mostly. I guess they play with knives there. I don't know. So he collected the knives, and by this time, after the divorce, he had over 60 of them, and he started collecting pistols and kept in a vault.
Sorry, I was nearly going to say, sorry, Chrissy,
Go ahead.
Jumping ahead, but you hadn't jokes when you said after the divorce. But yeah, no, I get you. Yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
I was watching, my job in the chat too, so I might have
Yeah.
Okay.
You're fine.
All right.
So, after the divorce, Sarah was given custody of their son, and he had a strict no contact order for her, and he could only see their son under supervision.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was after that he started getting lonely, and he joined a bunch of dating apps, and that's where he met Jasmine Lovett.
Hmm.
And she was 25.
Did you see the part where he said like he didn't even want to have a baby and
Yeah.
a dog he didn't like?
Yeah, I said
Like,
that.
oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was focusing on chat.
No, you're fine.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I said that he told her that she ruined his life by having a baby and didn't want a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. See, this is why I don't do chat, because I can't do this and pay attention to chat at the same time.
Well, at least we're on the same page, so that's all good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can just, I mean, the chat's okay. Gareth got it. And I mean, if we notice a question, then we can always just do it. But just, don't pay all your time there. You're fine.
Yep.
Doing great. And Ing's being so quiet. And
Yeah, shout out to the chat. Just whatever you ask, don't jump ahead. You know.
Don't be putting facts
Rupert.
in the chat until we do it.
I love the chat. I love it. Ed Chrissy, Ed Claire.
What are you doing?
All right, so Jasmine. She had a daughter named Aliyah,
Mm-hmm.
who was 22 months old.
Yes,
And-
correct. 22
yes.
months.
Yes.
When she broke up with the father, she also decided to download the dating apps where she met Robert. They started talking, grew close, turned into a casual relationship, and then a month after them dating, Jasmine
Online dating, they moved in.
Jasmine found herself in a difficult housing situation, and Robert asked her if she wanted to move in with him under the condition that she could pay a small amount of rent. So he was, from the get-go, making it seem like she was just a tenant and nothing more. Did y'all catch on to that one?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because he denied the relationship. So from the beginning, he was making sure that everyone thought they were just landlord and tenant.
Outside of her family, who they knew that was a little bit different.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they didn't hide anything from the family.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And then, she also would offer him some support when it comes to his son, who lived with, of course, his ex-wife, Sarah.
Sarah, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's mutually beneficial
Yeah.
initially, I would expect.
Right, because he would babysit Aliyah when Jasmine would work, or if she had to, errands to run, or just wanted to go out. But yeah, Robert eventually started feeling tied down, and he didn't want to be in there, and he wanted his own life back, and that's when stuff started going downhill. He was just unhappy, so he got back on dating apps. But Jasmine caught on to it. She knew something was up. She questioned him about it, which caused a bunch of arguing. And she even told her sister Genevieve that she had these. Let me show. I didn't even show this. I'm sorry. I'm getting behind on the pictures again. That's Jasmine and Aliyah.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's her sister Genevieve. And then Genevieve even felt that their relationship was unusual. She didn't really care for Robert too much. Any input so far, you guys?
No, you're covering it very well. She's stunning. They both are. The baby is gorgeous as
Yes.
well.
Beautiful.
But,
Both
Yeah.
women. Both.
Yeah.
Her sister too.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jasmine confronted Robert and accused him of cheating on her, which he denied, and the relationship became extremely rocky after that. Outwardly, they would portray themselves as still together, even when at gatherings with her family. So they would pretend that they're still a couple when they around the family and stuff like that, but behind closed doors, they were not.
Yeah. There was
So-
trouble in paradise.
Yeah.
In
So moving
Canadian
ahead
paradise.
to April the 14th, they attended a dinner with Jasmine's mom, Kim, and her sister, Genevieve. The meal went great. It went off as planned. They spent the day playing with Aliyah and enjoying the early spring. Hey, Josh, how are you? That's the happiest guy on YouTube. That's Josh.
Is that Josh X?
No.
Oh, different Josh. Okay.
Okay. That Josh did not come here. That's a different Josh.
That's right.
Right. All right. So then fast forward to 5 days later, the family had arranged to have another dinner together, but this time Jasmine didn't show up.
This is the 19th, right?
Yeah, the 19th.
Sorry.
That's
Yep.
fine. Which was highly unusual for Jasmine. She's very punctual and communicated with the family on a daily basis, especially her mother. All attempts to contact Jasmine resulted in getting her voicemail. They never got in touch with her, didn't know what was going on.
Yep. No. Yeah.
And then her family thought Jasmine may have just lost track of time, but then 2 days passed of them not hearing from her, and they became really worried. So Kim, Jasmine's mother, went over to Robert's home to check and see if they were there. There was nothing seemed out of place. When she went to the door, Aliyah's toys were scattered in the yard, and there were 2 pair of shoes on the porch that appeared to be wet and were just hosed down, like they had been, muddy or something. So she knocked and knocked and knocked, and there was no answer.
Hosed down, yeah. Needed cleaning.
Right. Yeah. And then she finally left, unsure what to do next. 3 days passed, 3 more days. They still hadn't heard from Jasmine. So Kim got really worried and went to the police department and reported Jasmine and Aliyah missing. So the police were really quick to launch an investigation.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part that I
It's
find
interesting.
Yeah, it's getting very interesting here. They went to his home. They're banging on the door and no answer. So they put a note on the front door. And they say, I guess the note said something like, we're looking for Jasmine. Please contact the police, blah, blah, blah. And then they went and sat in their cars. And they waited. They were waiting to see when he would come home. As the night fell, one of the other officers noticed that lights kept going on and off inside the house. So they decided, we're going back to the door and we're going to knock some more. So they went
a bit
back.
Harder.
I'm sorry?
A bit harder and a bit louder?
They went back to the door and they banged louder and they shouted. Finally, he came to the door. So he let the officers inside, who quickly noticed he was drunk and high. So I got a clip. Anybody have any questions?
Cool.
Until now, I have
all good.
Okay, I have the clip of when they went into the house.
There was a body cam at one of the
body cam footage. It's like 2 minutes long, and hopefully I won't get in trouble for playing it, but I'm just going to play it anyway. Rupert
yes.
did let them in eventually. This is what we're going to see here. So we're going to play the clip. Okay, you guys mute, because I can't stop it.
Okay.
Remember, I can't stop the clip.
Go on. Says she's with her sister. Well, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Alright, well, we're just going to take a quick look around. We're going to have a look. So, sorry, you're Robert? Yeah. Okay. Hey, we've been here for hours and hours and hours now, hey? Banging on your door and ringing the doorbell. Calling your phone. I've been drinking, smoking a lot, so... Okay. Okay, so she's not with her sister. What do you mean? Well, that's the reason that we're here. Why do you think we're here? Is that the family's calling us, saying we haven't heard from our daughter and our sister. That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense? Yeah. Okay, why does that make sense? Because I haven't heard from her either. Okay. So do you guys get in some sort of argument?
I'm aware of.
Well, not that you're aware of. Like, you're not making a whole lot of sense
No,
to me,
like,
guy.
like, I don't know what. Sorry, I'm still getting my bearings here. So she's not with her family, but she did threaten to move out. I don't know, like 3 weeks ago. We got into it's as if she threw a bunch of my stuff out, food, stuff like that. Nothing like concern me.
Nothing that would concern you. Okay.
I've had people living with me before and they move out. You don't hear
Right, but this isn't just like a roommate. This is your girlfriend.
nice, more roommate than girlfriend.
Okay. So, the last time that you saw Jasmine was when?
Thursday.
And at that time, you guys were A-okay or fighting, or what was the status?
I would say in the air, judging by what obviously's gone down. Just, drink, a lot of drinking a lot. Over the weekend, I've pretty much been on my own, right?
Okay.
Does she have a car? I don't know.
No, she doesn't have a license.
You see the note on the door?
I do now.
Okay. I'm gonna go make a call to Mom and try and get some more info.
All right. So there you have it. Y'all there?
Yes. He put all stops. Like that, everything this guy did, the people with him should know something is wrong. And the police knew right away too.
Oh yeah.
He's just, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were very suspicious of his story and his behavior, but they couldn't do anything else without a search warrant. So
Yes.
they left, and then on the 25th, which I don't know how many days later that was. This was what, the 19th?
6 days.
Yeah, so on the 25th, they finally got their search warrant, and a SWAT team showed up at the house. Now, this is the part that I don't understand how he didn't get charged with this part, or they didn't find this extremely, we're clear, go, extremely hard.
Like he blocked the door like a professional,
yeah. You're getting ahead.
Oh, my bad. Well, I saw the police here standing behind the house, so I thought I could cover the front. No, but you're right. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you back, Claire?
What happened, Claire?
I don't know. I just now added her back to stream. I don't know if she's there or not. Okay, we'll just keep going. All right, so the SWAT team arrived, and then they made several attempts to forcibly enter the home through the front door, but they failed. And once they gained access to the back door and they came through the front, this is what they found.
Look at this.
Yeah. He used
heavy machinery.
barge poles to barricade the door. Now, if that's not suspicious, I don't know what is. Right?
No, I mean, yeah. It has something to hide.
Exactly.
We get to this later.
Mm-hmm. So they came in, did the search, and they didn't find anything incriminating, but what they did find, which is very interesting, is he had placed strips of bacon around the house, like this one hanging over the chair. This one was in the sump pump in the basement. So why do you think he did that? To throw off canines.
No. Oh.
Yes,
wow.
To throw off the canine dog.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. He was hoping that they wouldn't see anything or they wouldn't find anything because he had bacon everywhere. And then he had a padlock on the master bedroom door where he kept all of his knives and guns. But nothing was proven foul play. You there, Claire?
I made it. I came in at the bacon part, but I let you go with that because I thought that was totally weird as well.
Right.
Bloody bacon. But yeah, he did it for that reason. So he's not as stupid as or innocent as he portrays.
No, not at all.
Yep.
So
He's already started doing it.
Right. Well, when they came in with the search warrant, they also arrested him. So, like, for questioning.
Yeah, and sorry.
While he was under arrest,
Yep.
you know, he stated the last time he saw Jasmine and Aliyah was on the 18th of April, when the three of them went on a picnic to near Bragg Creek, which I guess is somewhere in Canada. He claimed they came back home, went for some beers, and when he left, she was there. And when he returned, and then the next day, he left again, but then came back, she was gone. He also denied at this time for being in a relationship with Jasmine.
Yep.
He told the police there was no way he could do anything to a young mother and a child. Now, while the police were at his home, still going through it, the forensics and things like that, trying to find evidence, they had to release him. He was held for 24 hours, but they dropped him off at a local shopping center and told him he wasn't to come back to the house until they were done, and they would call him when they were done.
Yeah.
So he decided, well, I'm at the shopping center, I might as well go have me some drinks. And he went to the pub and drank a few pints of beer. And then the media shows up. And what does he do? He gives an interview outside the pub.
Yes.
He's standing out there just, laughing it up and talking about how, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, they told me I can't go home until they're done. And his final last words were, if anybody sees Jasmine or Aliyah, please call her mother or the police. Yeah, all nonchalantly, like nothing.
The place to go.
On. Yeah.
After you've been arrested on suspicion of murder of two people, I just go. I'll just go. Oh, I know you can't go home. I think maybe I'd be going to an attorney or looking for help, or I don't know, going to a family member or reaching out to somebody to see how her parents are or her mum is because she's missing. Because he knows it's fruitless.
Yeah, he decided to drink. So he also, during this interview, would refer to Jasmine in the past tense. He said that she was a good person and, things like that.
Yes, I noticed that too.
Yeah, and the psychologist caught that too. No, go ahead, Claire.
I know the other thing, you might say this or whatever, but he asked what their relationship was like. Did you get on? And he's like, yeah. But towards the end, it's a very interesting thing that he says about towards the end of their relationship. Just like he knows there's a finality.
Right.
That was just another comment that I noticed. Yeah.
So the police didn't find anything. The forensic team finished their search and he was allowed to go home. They also searched around the wilderness and there was nothing pivotal found there either. They did obtain CCTV video footage where they spotted Jasmine in the shopping center on April the 15th, but nothing further. So they seen her and the baby there on the 15th. Throughout the remainder of April, Robert's health began to decline. His behavior was off, and he was still their prime suspect. CPS and the Calgary police decided to do an undercover sting operation where they would pose as cop haters and befriend Robert and earn his trust.
Isn't this crazy?
Yeah, the operation was called Operation Highwood.
Yep.
So, in May of 2019, the undercover officers approached him as he was coming out of a liquor store. They told him they were new to the area, but has seen the interview with the media. They expressed their concerns for Robert and informed him they knew someone who said they found a bag of evidence that incriminated him. So, of course, Robert got scared. He took the bait and decided to lead these officers to his workplace where he thought it was safe and then he wasn't being monitored. When he was there, he spoke with them for hours and revealed all the details about what happened to Jasmine and Aliyah.
Started singing like a bird.
Right. And this is the picture here of the undercover one of the undercover officers' camera that he had on. He agreed to even take these guys to the place where he buried the bodies. They drove,
That's crazy.
they drove 90 miles west of Calgary to Grizzly Creek. I'm not even going to pronounce the county. Kananaskis. There you go, Kananaskis County.
Come on in.
Yes, sounds good to me. I'm just disturbed that as soon as he done killing a young woman and her baby, he drives towards Vancouver. You know,
Uh-oh. And you know, he sung after 4 hours. They were only with him for 4 hours.
Yeah. So, and he led the two men between trees, where he quickly came to a stop. The undercover officers asked him where to, and he goes, "You're looking at it." And then under their feet, under some mulch, was a blue blanket sticking out from underneath. They were looking at the grave of Jasmine and Aliyah. So right away, they arrested him, told him who they were, and they arrested him.
Yep.
Uncovering the bodies, they discovered that Jasmine appeared to have a bullet wound behind her left ear and had been struck in the head. Aliyah had head trauma. Now that the bodies are found, they revealed who they were and formally arrested him. I already said that. So there's the area where they found the bodies, things like that. Any comments up until now?
I think Gareth has just said I still can't quite get my head around the fact that he killed the child. Well, we're yet to get to that now, Gareth. He's fully fledged in Chrissy's corner. You are jumping ahead officially. She'll time you out now, and we'll see you in 15 minutes. No.
Shout out to Gareth. I love you, buddy. Go ahead.
Excuse me. All right, so now we're going to get to Robert's story and what he says happened. So he says that on April the 16th, he was looking after Aliyah while Jasmine was out. He claims that Aliyah fell down the flight of stairs in their front room, which would be this flight of stairs right here.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't realize the extent of her injuries, though. The medical examiner indicted a fall could not do that to Aliyah. Keep that in mind. Instead of calling emergency services, he put her to bed. When Jasmine came home from work, she went to go check on Aliyah, and Aliyah was already dead.
And she flipped.
Any
parent would.
Exactly. She was distraught and overcome with fear and confusion. She confronted Robert, and then they found themselves into a heated argument, and Robert lost his temper. He picked up a hammer from the kitchen and struck Jasmine in the back of her head. She fell to the floor, but was still alive. Robert was full of rage and ran upstairs to the master bedroom, where he retrieved one of his guns. He went back downstairs, pointed the gun at Jasmine's head, and pulled the trigger. Robert then wrapped their bodies in a blue moving sheet and cleaned the crime scene to cover his tracks. That's what supposedly happened to Jasmine and Aliyah. Now, on April 17th, this all happened on the 16th. On the 17th, he was spotted filling up his car with gas, which I thought I had a picture of, I guess not. All right, he was filling up his car with gas and a little jerry can. And then after he dumped their bodies, he went to the cannabis retail store.
That's him.
Yep, so they got him on surveillance there.
There's a lot of CCTV footage in this trial, which I love, or this case.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah,
they've really done their research and pieced a lot together.
Awesome. They sure did. Yep.
Especially the petrol stations and stuff.
And then on April 18th, well, I guess we stop real quick. Since they knew where the bodies were, they just, I guess, traced the steps from his home to that area and were able to, stop at different stores or gas stations and say, hey, do you have, a camera? Do you have footage of this guy being here? And that's where they were able to get all this. So that's my thoughts. Oh, let's pick something. Okay. And then that was the 17th. On the 18th, he was seen throwing garbage in the dumpsters at his complex. And some of the items were vital to the trial and would later be recovered by investigators. He also was seen going to a car wash.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So they got CCTV on that too, footage on that too. And 2 years later.
Sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
I was just going to acknowledge a chat. And if Ing is listening, is capital punishment is a thing in Canada, Ing?
I don't know if capital punishment. I'm not sure. What does that actually mean?
Death penalty?
We don't have death penalty. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we should have it for him.
Right? We should bring it back just for him.
Just saying. By the way, that's a Mercedes, a newer model.
It is.
And I tell you, he hardly could make any money because he was kicked out for stealing. I think from the beginning he was a spoiled brat, that 6-year-olds could have knives in his room. Whatever he wanted, he got from his parents.
Yeah.
And they bought him that car, 100%.
Yeah, I noticed the make of that car, and I went, well, that's a little bit, for a motor mechanic. Whew, he's got some cheese in his pocket. Or like you said, Ing, Mum and Dad bought it for him.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So 2 years later, he pled guilty for the murder of Jasmine, but not guilty for the murder of Aliyah. He still claims her death was accidental. Forensic analysis claims that this could be true, but the evidence suggests it's highly unlikely due to the number of times Robert has lied. So he was convicted of second-degree murder in connection with the death of Aliyah. He already pled guilty for the first one, and then he was also found guilty for the death of Aliyah. Now this is the part where I couldn't get a straight answer from. He's facing an automatic life sentence on 2 counts of second-degree murder. His sentencing was scheduled first for February, then it was changed to April 16th of this year. I looked and looked and looked, and I can't find any sentencing on him so far. April 16th is passed, so unless it got postponed again, we don't know what his sentencing was. But he is guilty on both charges, and he's facing an automatic life sentence, so I don't know. And before...
I thought he pled guilty for Jasmine, but not guilty for Aliyah.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah.
And what I think is his parents bought him a lawyer. They want to, say that he's mentally ill and therefore can't be locked up. You just wait for that because there's something going on behind the scenes. No one knows. It doesn't even make the news what he's doing right now.
Hey,
Rupert, this isn't in Colorado. This is in Canada, Calgary.
Yeah. I said it's in Canada, but I have this question for Ing actually. So when the cops came in and they were on body cam, he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been drinking, I've been smoking pot." Is it legal in some state or provinces? What do you have? States, provinces?
We have provinces. Like I know in BC it's never a problem, but it's now even legalized, which is kind of nice. You can get edibles, gummy bears.
It is legalized?
It's legal.
Yeah. Well, it has to be legalized because we saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we saw him in the cannabis shop. But I would have thought Colorado too. So, Rupert, it's not a silly question. Sorry, Ing.
Yes.
Well, I mean, just because he was in the cannabis shop doesn't make it legal, because we have cannabis shops here, but they're only for medical marijuana.
Yeah, prescribed.
Yeah, it's only legal if you have a medical card here. So far.
Yeah. Well, it's just not legal here. Full stop. It's crazy to see those shops anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Anyways.
Yeah. So.
Anyway, hold on a second. Yeah. Go.
I thought you were going to say something, Gareth.
No, he just said second degree murder. Isn't that like it wasn't premeditated. Yes,
Yeah.
he's right. He's
Yep.
right.
I don't know how that
So,
works in Canada though.
Can, do you remember his runners that he hosed down?
Yeah.
Do you
out the front,
believe
yeah.
he got some blood on it?
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. He throws the baby girl down the stairs, then takes a hammer to his girlfriend's head. She's face down on the floor. He shoots her in the head. How can the forensic not find a trace of what happened?
He cleaned it very
Makes
well, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't know.
because he doesn't
But
seem smart
it's a
enough.
really valid point.
Yeah, it
It's a
is. I
valid
mean,
point, though.
they should have been able to find
Yeah, I mean,
something, right?
Yeah,
if he shot her, what do you have? That blue blanket,
It didn't say that he
compressing the
covered her
shot.
before. No, he didn't say that. He just said that he knelt down and he shot her.
Yeah,
And that's another thing.
yeah,
Why didn't somebody hear that shot?
yes.
right.
So it's not like he lives in a home out in the middle of nowhere. It was townhomes. They next to each other.
Yes.
So I
It's
don't get it.
a gated community. If they
Yeah,
hear a gunshot, they freak out.
exactly. All right.
No,
Now we're at the part of the story where I wanted to say that they're comparing this case to Chris Watts. And I'm going to turn that over to Claire because I don't know too much about Chris Watts, so I'll let her take the floor on this one, and I'll do the chat.
Okay. Well, I think also I met Ing through Chris Watts' case, but I think the comparisons that I noticed they were kind of failing in life. They were initially loners and they weren't happy with their existence. And Chris was the same. He thought the grass was greener somewhere else. But I think the biggest commonality between these two characters is they're both compulsive liars. Just lie, 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 lie.
And the media.
Yeah, and the media is another thing. And this is, you should watch a behavior panel. It's a great channel, by the way. Oh, I forgot to shout out Casperside with the lights going on off in the house. Anyway, shout out to Casperside. And they love the media, and they thought they were so supreme in their narcissistic tendencies and controlling behaviors that they just went, wow, just sit back, have a cigarette, be half baked, and no one's going to find out. No one's going to think it was me.
Mm-hmm.
So so they love the media attention, which was their downfall. Both of these guys. It's very telling. One of the biggest things that broke the Chris Watts case was his interview on the veranda. So, and Robert gives quite similar types of interviews. He doesn't own up to anything. He just, did you notice? I don't know if you both noticed, but he just kept saying correct when someone asked him a fact.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Correct.
Isn't there a compilation out where they just put it in a row every time he says correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
One of
So
the
he's not like
clips-
no I did, or there's no ownership there. It's just correct. Like, it's crazy.
Right.
And he said the same thing. Oh, I just want them back if anyone sees them. Hold on. Could you get Robert says, could you contact the authorities if you see them? And then Chris just went, I miss them. The house is quiet. I want them back. Just come back, as if they're still alive and watching TV somewhere. But the strangest thing as well was like, why would Robert care? Because apparently they had an argument anyway, know.
All right,
if that was my name on the line, I think I'd be a little bit more aggressive to clear myself.
Let me address this one real quick. Gareth, in his story, there apparently was a hammer on the kitchen counter, on the countertop. I don't know why it was there, how long it's been there, whatever, but that's where she was confronting him, and she was, going ballistic. She was very distraught, understandably, and he just picked that up and started hitting her. And when she fell to the ground, he realized she was still alive, so he went and got his gun and came back down to shoot her to make sure she was dead. So, yeah, she was laying in the floor.
Yeah, she was incapacitated, but still alive.
face down on the floor, get a shot to the head, and they can't find a trace of blood. This is
Or ballistics in, like some sort of gunpowder residue, or
amen. Yeah, that comes on top of it. Yeah.
And they were at that house for a whole day, because if you remember, they held him for 24 hours.
That's right.
And
then he couldn't get in. Even after the 24 hours, they told him, stay at the mall.
Right.
We'll let you know.
So they still weren't done yet. So he'd been held for 24 hours, released, and the forensics still weren't done yet. And they still didn't find anything. So I'm not sure. I don't know how they could miss it.
Yeah.
But,
well, he's an amazing cleaner.
Right.
I don't know. Not a good liar, but
no.
maybe an amazing cleaner.
Shouldn't there be a bucket of bleach somewhere? You know, like he's not the smartest guy when it comes down to what to say and how to look and how to behave, but he got rid of all evidence. It's mind-boggling.
Don't you even think, like, the props on the door, how random is that?
Yeah.
To stop people coming in. What is on your brain to do that?
Gareth, I know he was an officer. I just don't know what rank.
That's right.
He said he was a British military officer. So, but anyway, anything else on the Chris Watts side of it?
No. The only thing I think I commented to you was this guy's less of a douche because he didn't take an unborn child.
Well,
but still, it doesn't diminish the situation.
Absolutely, but there's a little bit of a difference with them because Chris Watts could hold a job, and if he didn't look, when he looked guilty when he was interviewed, is one thing. Everyone who knew him said he's a good guy. The Robert guy, like from the beginning, like the 3 animal cruelty charges he had, his wife left him and said, oh, he didn't like the baby and he didn't like the dog. It's just, like it's a different guy in that sense. But
yeah, it's true. You're right. Yeah, this guy's more of a desperado. Chris seemed to try to have his life together. He didn't have those sorts of charges, but that's sometimes they're the quiet ones that fly under the radar that you're like, But anyway, this guy had form completely.
Yeah, that's for sure. And it just kills me that they haven't had his sentencing yet.
I was just about to say, I think this is the first time we've talked about something and it's just like we don't have a finality about it. We can't say this happened, that happened, unless we've got some sleuths in chat. But yeah, I tried to look that up as well. I'm just like, I wonder what's going on.
What's
going on in the Canadian legal system, Ing?
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe you can find it.
Don't point fingers. We're both British Commonwealth. So
yeah, but it's in Canada.
I'm just wondering, maybe his parents want him extradited to England.
You can't.
That's possible.
There's something.
The crime happens here in Canada.
Yeah, sure. But if they say like he is not fully there, like he has a mental illness, things change.
I don't know. I think they would have done that before the trial, though. Don't you think?
I don't know.
Just like with Lori Vallow.
Yes.
Her mental illness was questioned before she even went arraigned, before she even got arraigned. So they would have never charged him or found him guilty and had this trial if he had a mental capacity that was compromised.
But how long now are we waiting for a sentencing?
We're just waiting because they haven't reported it. They haven't put it on the internet. I mean, like that's what Claire was saying. I think that's what she was saying. You're in Canada. Maybe you can look. Maybe there's a different avenue that you can look this case up and find out what his sentencing was.
Yeah, no, I didn't find anything about that.
Yeah. The last thing I saw was he was scheduled for April the 16th, 2022.
Yeah.
And then it just fell off the face of the earth. I mean, the Calgary newspaper, nothing says anything about it. So
if someone would leak it, like seems like there was no decision made yet. Like how long, or like the sentencing itself.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, it just said that he was facing life without parole or something. I don't know. But so that's the case.
It's a truly unsolved crime.
It really is. Well, it's not unsolved. It's just
Well, it's not wrapped up.
no,
Wrapped
we
up.
don't know.
Yeah, not wrapped up. Sorry. It's just not like normally everything we review is in a bow.
Yeah.
People are in jail and the right people aren't. But
Yeah, but she was such a cute little baby too.
Yeah.
Look at her.
mm-hmm.
Sweet little thing. So
It's always depressing when children are involved. Even more depressing. I mean, murder is murder, no matter how old. But
yeah, I get that. I have a hard time when it comes to when there's children involved, but who don't?
I'm proud of you. Yeah, because it's confronting.
I was also looking, Tracy, if did his first wife, or the one he came to Canada for, did she ever report anything? I couldn't find either. Only the three.
No, not
Penalty, cruelty, but nothing else. Yeah.
no. Just during the divorce proceedings, the reasons that she gave for the wanting the divorce was the cruel, the abuse and stuff. So, but nothing as far as him hurting her like physically.
No, I think he said she said he abused her verbally, emotionally, and yada yada, and put her down and all the rest. And I think that's the only comments there are out there.
Yeah, that's all I saw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that he had strict supervision with the child. So,
Interesting,
there has to be something more to it then, right?
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, to have a no contact with the wife, but to have a supervision with the 4-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, even the supervised visits, they were like limited.
Sorry.
Isn't that how they worded it? Even so, it's supervised visitation, but it's limited. So, like he doesn't even probably see her every week, or him. It's a boy, right?
Hey, Barbara.
It's a son. Yeah.
It's a boy. Yeah, it's a son.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's not going to see him anymore. That's for sure.
No. Good for the child.
Mm-hmm. Don't need to be around that stuffs. So there you have it.
Yeah, well, I think one of the funniest, and I think it's when I dropped out, where you played that footage, the body cam footage where you're sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
I think that's when I dropped out, but guy's out of it. Like and he thinks he's just gotten away with perfect crime, by the way. Just what Chris thought he could do. Actually, that's one thing I didn't look into, who killed first, if it was Chris or this guy.
What do you mean? I think
this guy was a killer first before Chris was.
Wasn't it 2017, I thought?
And said it had to have been Chris Watts because that was a while ago.
I'll look it up.
I don't know. I say you have to look it up real quick because I'm not sure, but I'm assuming it's Chris Watts because he had already been in prison for a while now, hasn't
he? Yes. And
this guy's only been in there 3 years.
Well, yeah, actually, Chris is first because this guy was still supposed to have his trial in April this year. So, yeah, it was Chris first.
Well, his trial they had, but the sentencing.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know.
But did you hear that? Didn't they put Chris Watts on life support like 6 months ago? Something happened. Did he get ill?
I didn't hear about that.
No, I didn't hear about that.
It
I have
was
no clue.
in the YouTube channel. I have to look it up again.
Mm. I think Chris Watts was 2018.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And this was 2019. So yeah. Not too far. What are you playing, Claire?
Well, she's playing her OnlyFans app.
Yes, I am. No,
Sounded
I
like
just.
somebody's live stream.
Oh, I was just about to say that to you. Like someone's live streaming ducks and chickens right now.
Wow.
Mm.
Must be a Canadian.
I just got the notification on my phone. So, yeah, it distracted me for a moment. Like, what? Chickens? Little ducks. He's cranky because I timed him out.
Pablo?
Yeah.
Well, Chrissy asked me to take care of it, and I did. And the only way I could do it was just time him out for 15 minutes. But he's now live streaming.
I didn't expect her to
Doris.
time me out, but
He's so
whatever. I thought she was just going to scold him and tell him to behave himself.
Oh, you know how you play the timeout game anyway. Hey, well, I don't know what you expected me to do, delete the comment or anyway. And I've always played that game when you're on a panel or something, or you're in the chat and you can type someone out just for shits and giggles. So, it's just doing it to muck around. It doesn't have to get all huffy and go do a YouTube stream while you're streaming.
No,
Go over there and raid him.
no, you can do that all you want to. I know you will, but I'd rather not.
I've got to admit, the ducks are cute. They're just a little bit cute.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gareth. Yeah, I just did it for fun and Chrissy asked me to take care of it, and I did the best job I know how. I timed him out just for fun. Frank knows it. Pablo will always be here.
I will never hear the end of this one. He's going to DM me all night. No, he just Claire timed me out.
Well, lucky, because he thought Chrissy did it. And he's like, Chrissy timed me out. I'm going to go live. And I'm like, nuh-uh.
Oh, so he tried to plug his own stream on Chrissy's stream? Holy moly.
Yeah, so he messaged
No, he messaged
bitches about me.
I love Frank.
Blames the shit on me, and I didn't even do it.
Right? You're lucky I stepped up, Chrissy. I was like, no, I timed you out, mate. Oh, I did it, all right? Chrissy bullied me, but I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Jokes.
Just you range me, Chrissy, I ban him for life. No, don't do it. No.
No, God, Cuban, please, no, not that.
Which song?
Hi, Cuban.
The song that Wendy plays every day.
Oh my God.
My Dick song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, that's my fault. Frank didn't have it, and I found it for him.
I believe you.
I'm sick of it.
But literally, when he asked me if I had a copy of it, I said, yeah, I can get you a copy of it, right? And he goes, yeah, we're going to play it on Wendy's streams. Now, I'm always working. I miss pretty much Wendy's streams, or I catch the tail end of it. So I never see the intro. But he said to me he was going to make it part of the intro. So is that what she's playing?
Yeah.
On her intros?
Yep.
My God, I didn't know that. That's funny.
I have to mute every time she does.
She plays a whole song?
Yes.
Yep. The whole song.
Oh, my God. Go, Wendy.
Gareth, it's a song that Frank sings or tries to sing and attempts to dance to. It's called My Dick.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
He does white people dancing really well, Gareth.
Then he has a dick-shaped microphone and grabs his
I
crotch all
doubt
the
it's going to
time.
be played on Chrissy's channel.
No, I'm never going to play that on this channel. If you want to see it, you'll have to go to Wendy's.
It's a cover of a song.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's
when he first did that, it was funny. I was like, oh, ha ha, good one, Frank. And it's just so played out. It's like, oh my God, stop.
I should
just,
tell
enough
Wendy.
is enough.
I should tell Wendy to slow it down. Like times
no.
0.5.
She's playing it right now, Cuban said.
I know he wanted it, and I know she wanted it.
Oh, no.
It's all in good fun.
Is she playing it right now?
That's what he said.
We should wait. We should link Wendy's stream. Yeah. I don't know how to link her channel. Her. Oh my gosh. She loves that song. Be right back.
Her new channel,
1
the
second.
Freddy Krueger one, probably. So.
Anything else?
No, I think it's
concluding word. Yeah, we covered. It was very well covered. Chrissy, thank you.
Yes, thank you again, like always.
Yeah.
I think we should wrap it up. Yeah, she's on Freddy. So everyone go over to Wendy's if you want. I'm going to take a break, and then I will go to Wendy's, but not yet. So
let's do it.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Cuban. Thank you for being here.
To the chat.
Thanks, Ing, like always. Did Clear take off?
I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't. She's not muted, and I didn't hear her say she's leaving anywhere, so I can only. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I'm going to end. So, Ing, I sent you a message earlier, so check that when you can.
Will do.
And I will talk to everyone later. Thank you again for showing up. And like always, Claire, thank you for being here. And Ing.
Thank you.
And Gareth, you're the best.
Yes,
Talk to
Gareth.
you later.
Talk to you later.
Bye.